Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today for divine feminines out there that are on the twin flame journey. This is going to be confessions from your divine masculine. So this is going to focus more on connections that are in some sort of a separation or challenge. And it's also going to specifically tap into the connections where something happened, something challenged the connection. Something may have been done that was not on the up and up. And so it could have caused a lot of hurt and grief and things like that. So we're going to be tapping into a lot of those energies today. At the end of the day, you guys, please take what resonates and get rid of what doesn't. This is also a timeless reading, so whenever you happen to stumble upon it, it can resonate for any time. I do tend to say he and she for masculine and feminine. So if that is just different for your connection, just go ahead and apply it how it resonates with you. As usual, I'm using a bunch of different decks here today, but I will let you guys know what I'm using as I basically shuffle each deck here, and everything will be listed down below. If there are any of the decks that I've created for US customers, you guys can find my decks at my website. If you're international, please email me and I'll send you a special link to order them. So today's Orgonite, we are going to be using the Amethyst Nude from Wing and Bell. So this is a beautiful little piece here that I just wanted to represent the feminine's energy over here. So I'll put her down below. And also I wanted to use this bracelet from Rising Sun Oracle. This is actually called the Release Me from Attachments. And so it has Archangel Michael there. So I just felt like this was appropriate today for today's reading. And I'll put Rising Sun information down below too. So I did create an outline, you guys. This one's probably going to be a long one. So if you're not into it, no worries. But if you are, then let's get into this energy. The very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to tap into what are the deepest felt energies that this masculine has right now when he connects to this feminine watching the video. Let's take a look. We're going to go into the Journey of Love 1 and 2 from Bridget Rao. So let's go ahead and get 3 cards and see what are the biggest, deepest energies that this masculine is currently in right now with this feminine. The cats, you guys, are kind of running wild in the background, so I do apologize if they make noise. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so 2 want to come out, so we will take those. I admire everything about you. So we have pedestal. We also have protection. I just want to keep you safe and warm. And resentment. Please don't give up. Let me back in. So there's a little bit of a mixed energy here. This like very loving energy. We also have this, I just want to protect you. And I also resent some energy where maybe I did something and I want you to let me back in and not give up on me. So it's a very interesting energy here. So let's go ahead and get some tarot just to clarify the situation. This is called the Marielle Tarot. Let's see what we need to know. I'm going to go ahead and just place these like this. I'm going to put these over here and we'll get into them in a minute. We're also going to clarify with this Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Okay, what is this energy about? I admire everything about you. We have 9 of Cups, you guys. Oh my. The 9 of Cups is a card of just feeling really satisfied for one. But it's also wish fulfillment. And so I'm actually getting more of that energy for this particular pedestal card. I really am. I admire everything about you. You're my wish come true. You fulfill me. This energy, my cups are running over. It's that kind of stuff. It's that. We have the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. This is beautiful. So for some of you, this masculine could really be in a good spot right now with himself. He could be doing a lot of meditating. He could be on a spiritual journey, really just taking time for himself, being very conscious when it comes to his actions, being very selfless, being very humble at this time. So he feels really good right now. He feels really good not only in his own energy, which helps him to also feel good about the feminine and this connection. But like anything, there's shadow and light here. So when he has his good days, his light days, this is amazing energy that he holds for his feminine. Wow. So now we have protection. I want to keep you safe and warm. This is very loving energy. We have the Tower. That's a very aggressive energy. This masculine may want to seriously come in and create some sort of a new start, a new beginning with this connection. Kind of like, I just want to rush in and I want to tell you how much I care for you. I want to protect you. I want to be what you need me to be now. It's that kind of aggressive, like, I just want to take charge energy. It's that. See, the Horse King. It's like, I just want to assist you. I want to save you. I want to help you. So that kind of might seem a little bizarre for this masculine if you're thinking like, God, that doesn't really sound like my masculine. But remember, you guys, these are his deepest felt energies that he holds within himself that maybe he doesn't, you know, either hasn't before or doesn't really, you know, express. So on some deep level, he does want to rush in and he does want to take control, and he wants to basically protect this feminine and envelop her in this safe and warm energy. That's really amazing. So let's now go ahead and get the last message, which is now resentment. So he has some resentments for perhaps his own behavior. And the reason I say that is because he is on his hands and knees saying, please don't give up. Let me back in. So there's pain here. There may have been a mistake that was made, something that he did perhaps that caused the demise of this connection. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is a very independent card, but it's also a card that indicates that someone has worked on themselves. Somebody has either seen the error of their ways, they have healed on some level. And I did see this energy here with this gratitude and service card. Somebody has really gone within and they're very conscious now of their wrongs and maybe how they've wronged perhaps other people, including the feminine. So this is somebody who may want to take responsibility, somebody who may want to come in and offer something to this feminine. And it might be a shock to this feminine here. That's also the Tower's energy. The Tower can be like, it's just, it came out of nowhere. But the Tower is also about sudden revelations. When things start to fall apart, sometimes things actually fall into place, and that could literally be something that the masculine has experienced, is a Tower moment that has brought in these new perceptions and clarity. So, and this need to work on himself. So now we have the Sun Dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. I mean, this is a really high vibe energy, you guys. So I feel like what this masculine is feeling deep down inside right now is that he has done some work on himself. He's changed to some degree, and he really wants to share this with his feminine. And he doesn't want her to give up. And even though he might not be ready, even though I do see him actually really feeling ready to come towards her and express something to her or to show her that he's changed, some of them might still be afraid, or they still might be feeling controlled by, you know, their fear and ego, and so they're not making that contact. But I do feel like what they're doing is they are raising their vibration and they are doing the work and they're working on themselves. And so they're telling you, Divine Feminine, I'm doing this work on myself. I'm improving as a human being, as a Divine Masculine. You know, don't give up on me. Let me back in because, you know, I want to make these wrongs right. Number 9s here. We have 3 9s in this reading. We have the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, and this 9 right here. So this tells me that there's a lot of time that is being taken right now to master the self, to spend some time alone, perhaps in a little bit of a hermit mode, to do this necessary work on the self. So this is actually really positive opening energy here for this masculine. But like with all people, there's challenges. So now we're going to go into what is still holding, or what is this masculine still holding on to that might be blocking him at this time? What does this energy look like? We're going to go into the Rig Tarot. What is this masculine still holding on to from the past that is causing him to be challenged still? Well, we did just see resentment, so he's holding on to some old energy of something that happened. So let's see if this will pick up on it. Yeah, we have the Two of Swords energy here. So this Two of Swords is a card of truth and peace in this deck, but it's also a card of just feeling like you can't make a decision. You still feel challenged, like you can't move. You feel a lot of confusion. You're up in your head space. You can't make a decision. So I feel like that is kind of telling us right there that this masculine is having a difficult time coming to some sort of either conclusion or making a decision. He just feels kind of stuck. And we have Magic Stream. It's like he may want to actually get things rolling and get things going, but he's having a difficult time. Wow, see? Make the first move. Whoa. This is the Love and Tragedy Oracle, by the way. Oh, sorry, you guys. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. I don't know why I just totally spaced it on telling you guys what I'm using. Take the initiative. It may be subtle or bold, but now is the time to let more show of the things you desire and want. You will never know what could happen if you just keep it to yourself. So do you see, Divine Feminines? This masculine is up in his headspace about you and this connection. He wants to flow to you. He wants the waters to flow in this connection once again. And why? Because he is tapped into the magic of this connection. That's why. So, and he knows that he probably has to make the first move. And that's why he is saying to his Divine Feminine here today, please don't give up on me. Now, that doesn't mean that he's expecting her to put his life or put her life on hold or anything like that. But he's basically saying that I can change, Divine Feminine. I can change. Please don't write me off as someone that can never change, that I'm just a goner in this life. He wants her to know that he is working on himself, and that's really beautiful. I really love that. So this is something that he is struggling with right now. He is struggling to just go with his emotions and let his heart flow to make that first move with this feminine. He's stuck in his headspace about it. Really stuck and not making a decision. Yeah, we have the Fool's energy now, and the Fool is about taking a risk. He definitely is challenged when it comes to this feminine, taking a risk or making a move towards her. He certainly is. Yeah, spark. He feels sparks. He feels magic. He feels all of those wonderful energies connected to her. And it may be that suddenly it's like he's really feeling the energy of this connection. For whatever reason. It's just really, really ignited at this particular time. Wow. This masculine is a little tortured. Look at this. There's a lot of information on this card, but it says, you know, endurance. It says you are worth fighting for. This masculine knows that you're worth fighting for, but for whatever reason, he's holding himself back out of fear of maybe fear of rejection or just fear of something. We are going to get deeper into those energies, but he is afraid. He is definitely afraid. He knows that he has to fight for this connection, though. He knows that he has to make the first move for whatever reason, and because of that, that tortures him. He's very, very either afraid or resistant of doing that. Wow. All right, last message. Oh my God, the Ten of Swords. Look at that. Did this masculine take those swords and put them in the feminine's back? That might be the cause of this anxiety of making any moves towards her or reconnecting with her. That's what I'm gathering from this. There has been an ending here. There has been some sort of just a very painful ending. The Ten of Swords is a very painful card. We have Wide Open. Yeah, I mean, this is like really opening these wounds back up again. Is that something that's a good idea? Is that something that should be done? Well, I feel like this masculine is actually tortured in his soul, perhaps because of this unfinished energy and business between the two of them. And so until he makes a move, he may continue to feel tortured by this. We have Claim. I'll read what I can. These cards are hard to read. This card signifies someone who feels personal claim upon someone with emotions that they belong or should belong to them, even if only in their mind. This is not a bad or good card, as it really depends on the type and way a person feels claim. So do you see this? this masculine, what he struggles with the most right now is to let go of this feminine. He actually feels some sort of claim to her, even though it's over, even though there has been hurt and devastation here, maybe even betrayal, whatever this is. It's like his heart is wide open. He feels so much. He feels tortured. He feels this pain. If he didn't feel it before, he certainly feels it now, and he feels some sort of claim. He wants to claim something, her. But I get that more than anything, he knows that he needs to make a move and he needs to apologize for this. But he's terrified, just terrified. But he can't let her go. So, Divine Feminine, if you wanted to know whether or not your masculine feels tortured or bothered by what's happened between the two of you, we're getting today that he certainly does. So, what is he struggling to surrender or surrender to? Which is kind of similar to what we just went through, but I wanted to go into these cards, which are called the Power of Surrender, and see what is he struggling to surrender or surrender to. Because this deck goes both ways. What is this masculine currently struggling to surrender or surrender to when it comes to this connection and this Divine Feminine? Sorry, you guys, I got Tiggs moving the thing. We have surrendered to spirit. You know what's interesting is that this masculine I actually see is on some sort of spiritual path. So he might be really struggling, though, still to completely open himself up to his higher self or open his heart space. Okay. We also have surrender your belief in scarcity. So there is some sort of scarcity thinking here. Can I get what I want? Am I able to pursue something? Will it be successful? There's scarcity thinking here. And we have surrender your fear of intimacy. Well, we know that the masculine is struggling to open up to the feminine. He wants to, but he also fears this deep intimacy. So this right here is called the Muse Tarot. So it says, surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything that you can to achieve a goal, you need to turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So those words actually say something different about this card than just the title. To me, what this is telling me here is that the masculine is having a difficult time perhaps to, you know, even making a move towards the feminine at this point, but he is even having a difficult time just surrendering the situation over to what he feels guided to do, like listening to his higher self. So he's having a difficult time with that. Look at that. The Five of Materials is the Five of Pentacles. It's feeling a lack. It's feeling shut out. It's feeling like that door is closed. So I feel like this masculine actually lacks faith that either this feminine will allow him to come back in, that she will let him back in. It's interesting that the very first card says this. Let me get it. I knew I was going to need those cards again. Let me back in. Five of Pentacles is a card of a door being closed, somebody feeling shut out. Whoa. Yeah. So this masculine is having a difficult time. But see, I don't feel like this masculine, with what I've seen so far in this reading, has done everything that he can. He has not made a move. He has not moved forward with this situation. But he's so terrified that he's even having a difficult time surrendering to his higher self that is pushing him beyond his limits, pushing him to take that leap of faith. So it's like he's giving up before he even tries. So he's challenged right now when it comes to surrendering to his higher self and spirit. So that would lead us to surrender your belief in scarcity. Is the universe is asking you to open up to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Well, we know that he's struggling with this. Yep, look at that, Seven of Cups, Seven of Emotions. This is talking about just feeling really confused and also procrastination. You know, deliberately not doing something, wasting time. So this is just a negative belief system and mindset right now for this masculine. And I feel like maybe perhaps it stems from his fear of intimacy. Yeah, Knight of Materials, Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles, it says, you are ready to let love in, compassionately identify, and begin to release any patterns that are stopping you from opening up your heart. This Knight of Pentacles is very dedicated to work hard for a goal towards something. Even if it takes a long time, he's willing to put in the work. So to me, this masculine is definitely struggling with all of these negative emotions and these negative mindsets and belief systems. But at the same time, his fear of intimacy is actually what is at the root of this. And I feel that with his openness to working on himself and being in a spiritual place and actually being in a really good place, which we saw in the beginning of this reading with the feminine, I do feel like he will prevail in this Knight of Pentacles energy. So I have hope for this masculine that he will get through what is causing this disruption of his connection with this feminine. I love that. I know I had another deck. Oh yeah, here we go. We're going to just go ahead and clarify with this deck. This is called the, I don't know. Messages from Your Angels, I think, from Doreen Virtue. We have Omega. See, look at that. Victory. Your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. So Spirit is with the masculine when it comes to doing what he needs to do. As in, you will have victory and success, but you have to take the risk. You have to put yourself out there. You have to open up this door. You have to make a move. Okay, so Spirit is helping this masculine with this. So this scarcity thinking and confusion. So you time out. It says you've been so busy taking care of maybe everybody else's need, but now it's time to take care of yourself. So I feel like this masculine is burnt out. He's burnt himself out to the point where he feels like he just can't analyze it anymore. Seven of Cups can also be a card of very dreamy, kind of fantasy-based thinking. So this masculine could really, really feel this connection with this feminine more in like a 5D sense, but not believe that perhaps it's realistic that they can maybe come together and be together in the 3D world. So again, that scarcity belief right there is really coming through, and Spirit saying, just take some time out, stop overanalyzing the situation, stop focusing on the negatives, and just take care of yourself for a little bit of time. So I think that's very positive. And somebody's name could be Teresa or Yvonne. It says, you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by the angels. What I'm getting here is that this Knight of Pentacles energy that this masculine is in, he could really be connected to nature right now. I did see that with that Lord of gratitude and compassion, really almost like sitting in some sort of nature type setting, being very zen, spending time with animals, maybe connecting to specific animals, and just really feeling good in this energy and really reviving his self, you know, so that way he can remove these blocks that he has, these fears of intimacy and connecting with others in a true and authentic way. So I really feel like some kind of major work is actually happening right now for this masculine, and it's really, really positive, really positive. So he's struggling with this, but Spirit is trying to assist him in removing these blocks. Beautiful. So now let's go into what are the energies from the masculine's head, heart, 3D space, ego, and higher self as related to this feminine. What does this energy look like? Let me just take a look and make sure I've got the right cards. Okay, here we go. This right here is from Angelic Revelation 144. We have the Divine Love Affirmations cards. This is the Claire Story cards 1 and 2. I have them combined. And this is the French Vintage Stamp Love Oracle. All right. When this masculine thinks about the feminine, whether he's reflecting, analyzing information, sees her perhaps in, you know, his mental space, what does this energy look like? Wow, we have lies, you guys. So this could be connected to what happened here, the resentment that he feels. Please let me back in, that Ten of Swords energy that was very painful. So let's clarify here. He thinks a lot about the lies. He thinks a lot about what happened between the two of them. He thinks about how he was not honest. Yes, he wants to balance this out. Fair and balanced energy. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair what he did. It wasn't balanced. It wasn't right. It wasn't fair. Okay. So what's the thoughts here? I am curious to get to know my divine partner on a deeper level, to understand them and learn more about their life, their values, beliefs, and desires. You know, I feel that maybe perhaps, and this is going to resonate with some of you out there, when you and the masculine connected, it could have been very short, like a short period of time. It may not have been super long, but it was enough for you guys to really, you know, you meet your twin flame, you feel an amazing chemistry, an amazing energy, like nothing that you've ever felt before. It's undeniable. So you don't need to spend a lot of time with your twin flame to get that. You pretty much get that right from the get-go. So your connection could have been short-lived in 3D terms. And you guys really may not have gotten a real good chance to get to know each other on a super deep level. And it doesn't mean that the connection was superficial. It just means that perhaps because of some of the bullshit, because of some of the deception or things that were in the way with whatever was going on with the masculine at the time, that you guys were not able to get in alignment with one another because the energy wasn't balanced. The masculine wasn't balanced. It wasn't fair. He didn't give it a fair chance, etc. So now he's actually curious to get to know a little bit more about his feminine. It's like he wants to know all about her. He wants to understand every aspect of her. So that's probably why in the very beginning of the reading, which, let me just get to it again, which was very much connected to, where are we? Sorry, guys. I'm not really sure why I can't find any of the cards that I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. I admire everything about you. Do you see that? This masculine is all of a sudden just kind of like all hyped on the feminine. It's like he wants to learn more about her suddenly. He wants to really get to know her on a very deep level. He maybe didn't want to before because he was maybe busy doing other things, or he was just in his ego and fear or whatever. Or he was just not able to open himself up. Whatever the reason is, it really doesn't matter. Obviously, this connection went awry somewhere. It spun out of control. Something happened here. So because of this, this is telling us this masculine is actually really wanting to invest in getting to know the feminine. Why? Because he feels more balanced now. He wants to be authentic. You see? So that's a really interesting energy here. He wants to come together with the feminine and get to know more about her. So let's go ahead and get some more information. This is, okay, so this is in his heart space, you guys, speeding up. So there is some kind of energy that's getting pretty, it's just getting quick. It's like it's moving along. Something is definitely moving along. It's fast paced. He's feeling something. Soul family. So the love is connected to your past soul life. So I feel perhaps, I mean, obviously you and the masculine are connected on a soul level. He felt it, you felt it, you guys still feel it, which is why you guys are still connected. But he is also now connecting with other people that are a part of his soul family and soul tribe. This actually is helping to speed things up on his journey because he's learning certain things about himself through these other people. Do you see? So that's why sometimes karmic people, which don't have to be romantic connections, but karmic partners, karmic people in your life, or just soul mates, are really detriment to your soul development and growth. That's why you don't want to cut yourself off from other forms of connections, because it does help to facilitate your growth on your journey. So I feel like this is actually speeding things up for this masculine to connect with his heart space, to be a better version of himself. Yeah. I choose compassion over criticism with my divine partner. This is what I feel here. I feel like this masculine may have just been very, very critical individual. And he's had to go through a lot of different experiences in order to become more compassionate. He may not have always been so compassionate towards his feminine. He may have actually criticized her at one time, which could have created that Ten of Swords energy between the two of them. So these other lessons that he is learning through other soul family members are actually helping to speed up his progress on this journey. And that actually connects him to his heart space with his divine feminine. So now he feels compassion in his heart. He may not feel what he felt before towards his feminine. So if he said something negative about her, or if he acted a certain way, he's now starting to have more compassion in his heart towards her. How beautiful is that, you guys? That's amazing. All right, so this right here is the 3D world. So this is just basically realistic terms. This is where the masculine is at when it comes to the reality of this situation, how he realistically assesses the connection and the whole situation. Okay. So this right here is basically telling me that this is somebody who's trying to be very pragmatic. They're trying to just really be logical. So it's funny because this is like the 3D assessment. It's just the 3D assessment here of, you know, what can really happen, what is just fantasy. Because I can see that this masculine is kind of like in that Seven of Cups energy where he's not sure if what he's thinking is realistic when it comes to this feminine. So let's go ahead and clarify. We have fondness. So this is definitely saying here that he honors these soft feelings. He has a lot of fondness towards this feminine. And you can see this woman here, she's got this heart in her hands, and he's kind of thinking to himself, like, what do I do? Do I go for it? I'm very fond of this feminine. I actually have this feminine on a pedestal. I have her there. I don't want her to give up on me. I actually have a lot of beautiful energy connected to her. But at the same time, don't rush right now. So his logical, practical side is telling him it's best not to rush in. It's better to bide your time for better results. Knight of Pentacles energy. So I feel like he's in alignment with his higher self, actually, with this one. Yes, fear seems to be leading him astray here and there, but I feel like he is actually more in touch with his higher self. I am open. It says, I open and allow myself to receive love from my divine partner, even when it feels scary. So do you see, you guys? It's not necessarily that he doesn't want to open up. He may just be afraid of the rejection because of something that happened. But I just feel, and I don't want to say he's taking his time, but I feel like he will make a move when he feels that the time is right. That's what I'm seeing here with this one. So that's how he realistically assesses the situation. That yes, I care about you, divine feminine. I allow myself to open up my heart space, even if it feels scary, but it may just not be the right time, or I'm just trying to do things right this time. So remember, it goes back to the beginning of the reading. Please don't give up on me, divine feminine. All right, so this is the ego. Ego's energy. We have true love. I feel like this masculine has a very difficult time between fantasy and reality. There's a part of him that's really caught up in this 5D energy with this feminine where he feels it on a heart level. But then his ego comes in and says that he's just delusional. Wow. That's usually feminines that are in that energy, but this masculine is in this energy where he's not quite sure of what he's feeling. See, is it just lust? Is it just this energy? Is it unhealthy for me? Am I just addicted to this energy? Am I just addicted to how great the sex was, if that resonates with some of you? Or is this actually love? I feel like this masculine is kind of confused right now of what the hell he's even thinking and feeling. He does feel a lot of attraction, a lot of fondness. He's got her up on a pedestal for sure, but he's not sure if whether or not what he's feeling is real or if it's actually solid. So his ego goes back and forth with it. I gain valuable wisdom from every relationship. I turn failures into success with my divine partner. So he's had a lot of failure when it has come to relationships, you guys. and that yours included. He may have really connected with either you and or other people in a physical way and never really opened up his heart, you know, very in a vulnerable way. But he wants to do this with his feminine. So he's learned perhaps that he's actually looking for love, not lust. So his ego is still kind of fighting that. Maybe fighting himself or his higher self and saying, you know, just keep it in that physical form. Don't open your heart up. True love doesn't exist. I'm getting this battle inside his head. But his connection to the feminine tells him otherwise. What is his higher self? Wow, we have acceptance. Accepting that everything happens for a reason, okay? All of the rain, all of the sadness, all of the pain, all of it. It's all happened for a reason. And now he misses his feminine. Thoughts of you are on their mind, considering their feelings and emotions now. So his higher self accepts his sentence. It accepts his sentence that you have either closed the door on this connection, that you have had no choice but to shut him out, to keep him at an arm's length or distance. He accepts perhaps that you've moved on. He has accepted that he may not be able to get you back. He accepts this. He doesn't like it, but he accepts it. So his higher self is trying to get to that state of gratitude with you and basically anyone else that he has brought pain and sadness to in this life. Because I see a lot of tears, a lot of rain here. You accept your sentence, you accept your karma because of what's happened, what you've done. I don't keep secrets from my divine partner. I choose to be an open book. See, there's something about lies and deception here. This really helps. Whatever you guys went through and whatever he may have gone through with other people since your connection, I do feel has been a really, really deep lesson for him to realize. So sorry, guys. A deep lesson for him to realize that being inauthentic and lying and not just being honest like an open book, like that energy didn't help him. It didn't help him. It didn't help you. It didn't help anything in his life. And now there's all this aftermath of all these issues and problems and maybe even karma. Okay. So now we're going to go into that. What is the biggest karmic lesson that this masculine has had to experience since the two of you have parted ways? What does that look like? We're going to go into my Mystics Midnight Oracle. Spirits of Darkness and Light. And Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. Let's get some energies. What is the biggest, or what are some of the biggest karmic lessons that the masculine had to endure since the two of you have parted ways? Okay, so we have strange, unusual, and complex. We have Spirit of the Fox, sly, cunning, and strategy. And we have Four of Torment, washed up. Okay, so what I'm getting here is one of the karmic lessons that he has been dealt or has had to experience has been some sort of an energy with something that was strange and unusual and complex, just something that he wasn't used to. So he may have dealt with a specific type of a person that was just like beyond his normal realm. And the thing that's interesting is that either his sly and cunning and old strategies, he may have tried on this person, and this person really gave them a dose of their medicine. So the Four of Swords energy is being washed up ashore, as in you're just basically just washed up. You don't even have time to think. You're just done, goner. This could also be someone that he dealt with that basically gave him a dose of his own medicine, as in they were maybe sly and cunning and strategic towards him. And then he found himself basically being used and washed up. So he had to experience maybe perhaps how he made how his feminine felt, if that is something similar, as in what has happened between the two of them. So that's kind of interesting there. What else? Okay, so we have Ghoul's Gateway. We have portal dimensions on the other side. I feel like this is about seeing things from someone else's perspective. So maybe perhaps seeing things from somebody else's perspective because you have gone through something yourself. We have Spirit of the Snowflake. I'm getting here that what this did, though, is it actually helped this masculine to see what was special to him, what was unique. It really helped this masculine to see what he gave up. Look at that. 9 of Torment and 9 of Swords, Night Terrors. Feeling anxiety, feeling lonely, feeling haunted. I feel like this masculine went through an experience that left him feeling very either alone, used, washed up, just outdated, whatever this was. And so he came out the other side just feeling lonelier than ever and feeling like he would never perhaps be able to replace what he had with the feminine. That's what I'm seeing here. We have Sugar Skull. Yeah, see some like the departed energy. You know, departed energy. Somebody who's on the other side, and it's like this feminine is not even in his realm anymore. She is, but he may not realize this. See? This is about Spirit of Stone, frozen, delayed, and longing. I'm longing for who has departed from me. I feel like this masculine feels even in some kind of way abandoned by his feminine. That's for some. It might be the other way around, you guys. Or you may have had to cut this masculine off because of his behavior. But in the end, he actually ended up feeling like just stuck and longing for something that has just been long gone. And that could be the feminine. Feeling of rage. This is the Knight of Wands energy. Somebody that was just kind of on the edge, in and out. This kind of behavior, it didn't... I feel like this kind of behavior is some kind of energy that he may have displayed in other situations, even after the feminine. And at the end of the day, nothing's like stuck. Nothing would stick. So he just ended up really prolonging just the inevitable, which is still just being lonely and still just being like the stone energy of not opening himself up and not really making any progress as a soul. So I feel like he had to really go within himself after he lost so much, or just kind of, ended up like empty-handed at the end of the day, and really just did some time for self-reflection just to kind of see why he's still in this energy where he just still feels empty and alone. It's almost like he could not fulfill something within himself. So this masculine, I feel, had some doses of karma dealt to him in the form of maybe getting a little taste of his own medicine from behavior from other people that made him think about how that must have felt for either the feminine or other people he had hurt. And in the end, he ended up just feeling empty and all alone. That's what I'm seeing here. Wow. Okay, so yeah, there's something that challenged him to change his belief system. Absolutely. Acquire some sort of faith here is what I'm seeing. He acquires some sort of faith, and I actually saw it in the very beginning of this reading. Yeah, it's some kind of, now he's making progress. He wasn't before, but now he's making progress. Now he's ascending. The long way home. Remember, Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race, but it wins the race. So some new belief system has changed things, has shifted things vibrationally for this masculine. Now he's ascending. Yeah, he's taking back control. He's taking responsibility as a divine masculine. You know, with an iron fist, sometimes that iron fist can be very aggressive, and sometimes that can feel very like we're fighting against something ourselves. But he is making headway nonetheless. Last message. We have Vampire, bloodthirsty, draining, parasite. I feel like he had to go through some very draining energies, or he was drained just by his own behavior. Maybe he gave so much. Maybe he drank a little too much. Maybe he spent so much time with people that were just taking and taking and taking from him, and that he literally burned himself out. He had to learn the hard way, though, is what I'm seeing here. So we have Spirit of the Lion, which is somebody who recognizes this behavior, recognizes that they don't want to be in that energy anymore, that they want to take back control of their lives. So that's why we have the Emperor and now the Spirit of the Lion. Wow. So I feel like this masculine has prevailed. We have Imp of Torment, which is the Page of Swords. So no longer being in the state of just constant mind games or even playing mind games with other people. This masculine could have played a lot of mind games with a lot of people, including the feminine. And again, it really didn't help him. All it did was just create more and more issues and more problems in his life. So rather than maybe, because the Page of Swords is somebody who's very tactless. They're very tactless with their words. They don't think before they speak. I almost feel like this masculine has really pulled back from speaking so much. Maybe just listening more and speaking less. Really paying attention to how his words have impacted other people over the years. So he might be taking responsibility and recognizing that maybe if he doesn't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. Or making judgments about people that he doesn't have any business making judgments about. So he's recognizing something within himself because of something that has happened to him in the form of negative experiences with other people. So that is what he has experienced karmically since you and this masculine have parted ways. So why did he do what he did? At the end of the day, what was that Ten of Swords all about? Why did that happen? What were the lies about? Why did he do it? Why did he do it? So we're going to go into the Confessions of a Runner by Angelic Revelation 144. We're going to go into my Twin Flame Oracle and my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. At the end of the day, why did this masculine do what he did? Why did he lie? Why did he hurt the feminine? Well, I definitely get a karmic lesson here for sure. We have Mute. So let's clarify. Okay, so we have Ace of Wands with cycles. I'm going to just move these over here, actually, so we can check it out. Come on. Okay. All right, so what is the cycles and Ace of Wands energy? I feel like he didn't get something out of his system. That's what I think here. It's like I didn't get something out of my system. I still had so much that I felt like I had to do in life. I feel like I just wasn't ready. Past relationships haunt me, so many painful memories. Okay, so I'm getting a couple of things here. Obviously, your connection. This past relationship haunts the masculine. I did see that with the Nine of Swords energy early. It torments the masculine for sure. But why did he do what he did? Past relationships, there was something that he hadn't healed from. There was still pain there. He didn't cycle it out. So when you came along, you guys had this amazing spark. There it is, the initial meeting, the spark. But it wasn't enough for him to heal in that moment. It just wasn't. There was too much pain that he was holding on to. So he had to cycle it through. And he may have sabotaged this connection before he could really cycle it through. Through your separation, of course, it could be that he has balanced out these energies. Okay? So what he's telling you here, why this happened, pretty much, is his past really did affect what he was trying to perhaps build with you, is what I see here. Look at that, you guys. I can't believe it. Seven of Swords energy. That's the lies, deception, and strategy. We already saw strategy with that fox, that lying, cunning fox. I feel like this masculine was a little bit of a fox. He either looked like a fox as in he was hot as hell, but man, I mean, he could have just been really in his ego and just really played a lot of people, including the feminine. But this caught up with him. This karmic cycle, this karmic pattern, karma came. It did. And karma had its way with this divine masculine. And it may have been that by his own sword, it was turned on him. And then he had to feel that Ten of Swords energy. Yep. So he's explaining here. Well, no, he's not really explaining, but this is why. He wasn't balanced. He hadn't cycled out this past energy. He'd either been cheated on or he had been in that pattern of cheating and lying for such a long period of time that even though he felt this amazing spark with this feminine, it wasn't enough for him to change. And it doesn't mean that she wasn't important enough. It's just that he hadn't had any time to heal, or he just didn't properly work on himself. So it was like it was doomed from the beginning is what I'm seeing. Because he never truly addressed his past. See, you are the love of my life at the wrong time of my life. See? So it's like it couldn't have gone any other way. He was meant to be in this broken energy when he met you, divine feminine. So this could literally be now why, now that you guys are in this separation, maybe not even speaking at all, however long it's been, that this healing is occurring, that this work is finally being done, that all these things are being faced. Yes, I see other people that are assisting with this healing and these lessons. We just saw that for the masculine and the soul family. Soul family is actually helping to assist this masculine with his soul development and growth, which actually helps him with his connection with his divine feminine. So even though you guys are not speaking, even though things are not maybe going well at this present time, don't think for a second that this masculine isn't working on himself. And if there are other people involved and you feel broken because of that, or if you feel unloved or unimportant because of that, don't. This masculine, whether whoever he's with or talking to or dealing with, it doesn't matter. He is working on himself through spending time or just conversing and dealing with these other people. So try not to be insecure about that, divine feminine. Hi, Sharky. Sharky's trying to make an appearance, but she's not gonna. I am facing so many challenges in my life. I feel like I am sinking with no way out. So this masculine is actually really experiencing right now some karmic lessons. So a lot of challenges in his life, and he does feel like he's sinking right now with no way out. So as good as he feels in some aspects, there are some darker energies that are attached to him right now. A lot of challenges, a lot of problems, and it could be in the form of people around him, work people, parents, siblings, family members, friends. It's like everything might be falling apart for this masculine. And that might be one of the reasons why things are actually now starting to fall into place within himself. And within himself is his connection with his feminine. And that's why he has a very strong connection to her at this time. I hope that that makes sense to you guys. So that is why he did what he did. He was facing a lot of challenges. He had a lot of just karmic crap that he just didn't work out. He may have just ghosted you. He may have also lied, went into third-party situations, did a lot of deception, lying and cheating even, you know, and that doesn't make it okay whatsoever. But he faced a lot of challenges from his past, and maybe he was feeling like he was sinking, and maybe he didn't want to sink you either, so he just basically bailed. He just left. That could be it too. So if he could explain something to you right now, just about anything, what would this look like? What would it sound like? This one right here is from Aqua Moonlight, and that is her Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle. We're going to combine it with my Twin Flame Journey Shadows and my Twin Flame Journey Messages 1 and 2. Let's see what we get. If this masculine could explain anything to the feminine right now, make sense of something for her, what would this look like or sound like? We have one day. Someday, somewhere, another time. Receptive, open heart, softness, and vulnerability. And epiphany, realizations, understandings, and awakenings. Well, I definitely feel like this masculine is awake. And I definitely feel like he's had some sort of a realization or an epiphany because he is very open and receptive in his heart space. He may look at this connection as one day I will be with my divine feminine, maybe another time, another place, another life even. I'm getting that too, especially if he is connected to Eastern philosophy, past lives, reincarnation, things like that. We have self-indulgent, okay? So if he can explain anything to her right now, what would this look like and sound like? I care too much about what others think right now. So one thing that he would explain, I feel like this is about past energy, could be present for some. He was very self-indulgent. When they came together, it was a very special, beautiful connection for both of them, or for both of you guys. And he felt very, enamored with the feminine. He's still enamored with the feminine. But the thing is, he cared too much about what other people thought. So he may have been really into this feminine and just was all about her. Just making her feel so desired, so beautiful, so special. But then on the other hand, there was other people in the masculine's life that seemed to be a factor. And so he was perhaps afraid to admit how much he was into this feminine. And so this could be where he's explaining to her that I just cared too much about what they thought, that I couldn't just go after what I truly wanted, and that was you. I really wanted you, but I sabotaged it. I really wanted you, but I downplayed it. And so now we're in a phase where it's just kind of like we're not together. Maybe another time, maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll see each other again. But that's what that's explaining. So I hope that makes sense to somebody. And if it doesn't, no worries. Some of this might make sense here. Now we have receptive. So this is about having an open heart and being soft and vulnerable. But he was cold. Yeah. What I'm seeing is this. This masculine was actually very receptive at first. Open heart, beautiful energy towards this feminine. Very loving, very giving, very kind. And then it's like just bam, something shifted, something changed. Again, it could have been something someone said, maybe something that a parent said that, or they knew that there was a certain expectation of the type of person that they would be with. Maybe some friend of theirs judged you very harshly for something, and that was something that caused them to feel insecure about your connection, even though they felt really good about it. I don't know. I'm getting that. So he's very receptive, but then turned cold and icy. See, you are special to me, even though I told you otherwise. So it's like he was all about you, and then all of a sudden it was like a flip or switch flipped, but there was a reason. This wasn't just because he had no more feelings for you, Divine Feminine. Something happened in his exterior, his external environment that had something to do with other people. And that, for whatever reason, was important to this masculine, what other people thought. And so you, unfortunately, were just, the person that he maybe cut away or ended up hurting. So now we have an epiphany. I feel like this masculine's trying to say, I realize the error of my ways. I realize what I did. I realize the impact that I made on your life. I know that I hurt you, and I am sorry. I know that my actions were childish. And he's not saying he didn't know any better, because he did. But he may not have had the tools at that time to act any other way, to act differently. I just want you to be happy. That's beautiful. I think this actually came up in yesterday's reading, the twin flame reading that I did. I just want you to be happy. At the end of the day, that's the epiphany, is that I just love you, Divine Feminine. I just love your energy. I love who you are. I love who you've become. I love who you were when we were together. I love how you made me feel. I realize so much what a blessing you were in my life, even though I screwed it up, even though I didn't appreciate you when I had you. At the end of the day, I just want you to be happy, and I hope that you're happy, whatever that looks like, even if it's not with me. And so I feel like this perhaps spiritual journey or this awakening process for this masculine is actually really helping him to see things from all different perspectives, even yours, Divine Feminine. So, wow. So he's explaining something here. He's explaining something about his awakening. He's explaining why he may have turned cold in the past and just where things shifted for him. Hope that resonates with some. All right, so let's take a look and get what is the current state of this contract and the lessons. Let's see what this energy looks like. I'm gonna have to go over here and grab these things. This is the Light Seers Tarot. The Power of Love cards and the Energy Oracle cards. What are the current lessons and the state of this contract between the masculine and the feminine? We have compassion. You know, I can't remember if that was on one of the cards, but I do feel like it was. This masculine is much more in his compassionate heart space now towards this feminine. If he was harsh towards her, judgmental towards her, there's something that's changed. There's something that's different now. It's beautiful. And I feel like perhaps this is for the feminine as well, because remember, this is about the both of you. Yeah, see, anxiety and sadness. That's kind of like that 9 of Swords energy that came up. Maybe even a little 10 of Swords. It says you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. So there might be a lot of anxiety still that they both feel, or a lot of just trauma that they both feel, or that you guys both feel about what happened or what went wrong here. But the more that you're in your heart space and you share from that heart space, and you're in that healed heart space, the more it actually helps to calm this anxiety that both people feel. So it takes two, obviously, but if somebody is having a difficult time, the other being in this compassionate heart space can actually help to soften the energy of the other twin. Yep, 6 of Wands, that's victory and success. So this is basically saying that this can be a victory, getting past this crappy energy, getting past the lower vibrational energy of 9 of Swords with compassion. We can open up our hearts and we can choose to be in our hearts with this connection rather than thinking about all the crap that occurred and how this person did this and this person did that. That's not really going to help the vibration of this connection. So Spirit's saying here that if you want to change the vibration of this connection, you're going to have to get over what happened and get more into your heart space and try to have compassion for maybe where somebody was at that time when they were doing things that maybe were not the best. It's not about necessarily forgetting these things, but it's about forgiving the person that did these wrongs to you. So that way you can heal this energy, this murky energy. So that way people can actually come together in the physical world, maybe make that communication to start to mend this or to heal this process. So if you're too busy hating someone and thinking about everything that they did wrong, that repels that person's energy from really wanting to ever make contact with you. So it's something to think about if that's you, Divine Feminine. And if this is the masculine's energy, which, you know, could be both of you guys, because we're looking into your contract and the lessons, this masculine is having to go into his heart space and have kind of like even some compassion for himself and even forgive himself and to get out of that anxiety-ridden state so that way he can come towards you and be victorious with making contact with you and making amends. Beautiful. What else? We have friendliness. This is amazing. It says you are able to recognize the traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connection. So it's just about getting to a friendly space where you don't really have any expectations of an actual like romantic connection here. It's just about mending what's been broken in a very friendly way, treating each other like you would a friend. It's that kind of energy. It's beautiful. See, look at this, hostilities, anxiety and hostilities now, you guys. So a lot of things could be coming up right now for some of you guys on your journey. And it could be coming up because maybe there's been certain shifts in all of these solar eclipses, lunar eclipses that have brought up some stuff. That could be it. Or it could just be that you're just suddenly just feeling this energy very intensely. Nothing wrong with that. Usually when that happens, that just means there's something still to clear and heal. So feel it, process it, let it come up, recognize it, address it, try to figure it out. Why is it still here? Why am I feeling this again? So something's coming up for the both of you. I feel like this masculine is very anxiety ridden, and this feminine, he feels perhaps is still hostile towards him, that she would not even be open to even just being friendly towards him because of what's happened here. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles is an offer. I just want to bring you a friendly offer. I feel like this masculine does want to bring some sort of an offer, a peace offering to this feminine. That's what I'm seeing here. But he's just not sure how she'll respond. So where they're at right now in this connection is you guys are mending things energetically before perhaps that physical connection can take place. And we have detachment. So it says you are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. So you've got to detach from the past. Both people do. Both the masculine and feminine have to detach from the past. They have to detach from what has happened here. It's not about forgetting it and saying, oh, it doesn't matter. You know, let's forget all about it. We don't need to talk about it moving forward. It just means that we've got to release the old image, the old story that is connecting us to these very hostile, anxiety-ridden energies. It's not serving this connection. The old ways, the old energy is not serving this connection. We have to detach from it. Wow, we have a man holding a heart. This is the only way that this masculine is actually going to open up his heart and come towards his feminine. So this is not trying to say to you, feminine, that you've got to do all this work and you've got to make it easy for the masculine, because I feel like some people will be triggered even by the way that this is coming out. But as a divine feminine, you have to be in that compassionate heart space towards your masculine if you do want him to come back and to basically be open to you to work things through and to even communicate with you and talk to you. You can't be hating your masculine and hating on him and saying he's a loser, he's this, he's that, and expect him to energetically be attracted to wanting to open himself up to you. It just doesn't make any sense. So feminine, if you're feeling hostile towards your masculine, if you're feeling like, hell no, there's no way. I mean, I see this in the comments all the time. I'm not just making it up. And whenever I see those comments, it does, what I say to myself is, that's just a feminine that's just still holding on to, anger and resentment. And they just haven't healed from it yet, which is okay. It's not a judgment. It's just everybody is at a different spot on their journey. And when you realize that when you're no longer in that low vibrational energy anymore with your masculine, it's amazing the things that shift and change, because you're no longer holding on to that poison. Holding on to that poison doesn't do shit. It doesn't. All it does is make you feel like crap. And the sooner you learn that, the better. But some people struggle with that longer than others. So this man holding the heart is the masculine. He's also releasing old patterns that no longer serve him. He's releasing behaviors within himself that have not been successful for him at all. He's stepping more into his heart space. He's addressing his fears of intimacy. He's addressing all of the crap that he has done to other people, including the feminine. And he is trying to go deeply within himself to recognize these patterns so he can change and be a better divine masculine. So that is also happening. Oh my God, the star is healing. The star is universal alignment. The star is just divine timing. It just means the universe is guiding the way. This is higher self energy to me. This is just star-crossed lovers, people that are meant to be together. The divine is aiding this. The divine is helping these two to heal so that way they can come back together, because that's what's meant to be. So, but at the end of the day, this cannot happen as long as we are drowning in old energy. If we can't release it and we can't heal it, then we're just going to basically stay in this stuck energy that the connection may be in currently. So we've got to shift our vibration. And we can't wait for the other person to do it. We have to do it ourselves. Be what you want your masculine to be, Divine Feminine. That's what I'm getting here. Be what you want him to be. You have to exude that energy first, perhaps. So that way, energetically, this also helps to remove some of these blockages in the energy field of the connection. So that's what we have as far as the contract is concerned. So now let's take a look and see the Divine Feminine's current energy. So this is kind of interesting the way that I'm going to do this. This is the Divine Feminine's current energy. And because she is in this energy, this is what it is actually invoking within the masculine. This is cool. So this deck right here is called the Dragon Oracle. We're going to use my newest deck, which is called Divine Feminine Healing, which I'm so sorry, you guys, is not available for my international people. It's just for US right now. I'm working on it. And this right here is the Divine Feminine Oracle. What energy is the feminine in currently? Okay, so we have Sappho, the poetess. Poetess, sorry. The poetess. The poetess. I love every inch of my body, and I love the women in my life fiercely. That's beautiful. So this is about a Divine Feminine embracing herself in the physical world, embracing herself, just who she is, being in complete alignment with herself. Wow, we have composure. This says, I remain calm under pressure even when other people are trying to engage me in conflict. I mean, being like poetic is somebody who can really, they have a spin on words. They can take words and they can do something beautiful with these words. So even if there's some harsh energies coming towards the feminine, what she's doing is she's remaining composed. She's remaining in her power. That's very beautiful. So because she's empowered, because she's composed, because she's not engaging in conflict in her own maybe self or just in her life in general, or even the masculine, this is what is invoking in the masculine. This is the effect that it has on the masculine. We have Archangel Gabriel's dragon. It brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. Oh my God. Okay, do you see this, you guys? When the feminine is in her power, when she is composed, not freaking out, she's calm under pressure, she's not engaging in useless energies, she is empowered. When she is in her power, do you see what this is actually doing for the masculine? It helps the masculine to purify. It stabilizes the connection on her end. So it really points back to the things that he needs to work on. Sometimes the feminine, when she's in a lot of pain or she's in a lot of grief and she's thinking a lot about the masculine and all the things that went wrong and maybe even all the things that he needs to do to change, she's really taking on a lot of that masculine's energy. You know, she's taking it on. So when you're taking on somebody's energy, then they're not really feeling all that because you've taken the brunt for them. Feminines do this all the time without realizing it. You take the brunt of the bullshit for the masculine. When you're in your own power and you're just focusing on yourself and doing your own thing, all that stuff that the masculine needs to deal with, he's feeling it because you're not taking it on anymore. So like a rubber band, you like snap that back towards him, and you don't do it in a painful way, but it's just like you snap the energy back, and so he's got no choice but to look at it, examine it, and feel it. What does this do? He starts doing something with it. He starts realizing what he needs to work on. This brings purification, self-discipline to speed ascension. That's going to bring joy. This is amazing. So if that's not motivation enough, Divine Feminines, be and continue to be in your power, because this actually helps the masculine to ascend and grow. Love that. What else? Okay, I don't know how to say this name, so I'm not even going to say it. But this says the Diamond-Hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. So this feminine is not afraid of her darkness. She's not. She doesn't shy away from it. She doesn't pretend it's not there. She embraces it. She loves all aspects of herself. She honors it. She knows that her darkness has had something to teach her. We have mistaken. It's okay to be wrong and accept that you make mistakes. See, this is a part of shadow work. Sometimes we just do things that are just, God, you know, you just want to shake yourself. But we all make mistakes as a part of being human. So it says it's a part of the human experience. So accept these flaws with ease. You accept your shadows. You accept your darkness. You accept that you're going to make mistakes. You accept that you're not always going to be of light. Trying to always be love and light all the time. You're usually going to set yourself up for disaster. So let's see what this invokes in the masculine when she faces her darkness, when she accepts that she doesn't need to be perfect, that she accepts that she makes mistakes and that she embraces it and that she's okay with that and that she forgives herself and others who make mistakes. We have Fire Dragon. This burns up lower energies. Oh my God. So this right here is basically saying it clears your soul pathway. This is the masculine. This burns up any lower vibrational energies in the masculine. When the feminine accepts her shadow and accepts that she doesn't have to be perfect, that she doesn't always have to be of love and light, that she's only human, that she makes mistakes, and so do other people. So she also sees this in the masculine, that the masculine may not have deliberately done these things to hurt her or others. He just was working with the tools that he had at the time. When she sees him in this different perspective, it does help to burn up all these lower energies that surround the masculine, because this dragon energy could, for some feminines, be her rage and fury towards him for the things that he did. So if she's constantly breathing fire and sending flames his way because she's still pissed about all the stuff that he did, that's not going to help the situation at all. That's actually going to keep him more in the state of fear and more in this state of, I ain't going towards her because she doesn't want to hear from me because she's never going to forgive me. She probably thinks I'm a freaking loser, you know? So this helps the masculine as you accept your darkness and you also accept the masculine's darkness. This actually helps to burn up this fiery pit that is separating the two of you right now. Crazy. All right, last one. Pope Joan. It says the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. That's beautiful. What is the energy that goes with this? We have red flags. So it says, I listen to my instincts when things seem off. So let's go ahead and get the other message and then we'll tie it all together. We have orange gold dragon from Arcturus, I think. It says, opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. It says, carry the energy of the future, be a guiding light. So this is kind of interesting because I feel like this has something to do with just the world in general, rather than just the connection or even the feminine herself. It's the way that she is relating to the world. It's like something about shifting the vibration of the planet. So when she listens to her intuition and she knows, like, sees certain red flags or certain behaviors in either herself or other people, this is the opportunity to change things for the better, taking accountability and responsibility for herself, or maybe even just seeing that certain people are acting certain ways that maybe she doesn't agree with, or maybe she does agree with, whatever. But this is saying that anything is possible. The soul is limitless. This life is full of limitless possibilities. We always have the opportunity to change things in a positive way. So how she's conducting herself right now and how others are conducting themselves right now, whatever she decides to kind of participate in, it must be in alignment with her true belief systems and how and what makes her feel good and empowered, what feels right to her. Because if it doesn't, it's not going to do a damn bit of good to raise the vibration of the planet. If you're participating in things because you either feel like you have to, or you're participating because everybody else is, or whatever, you know, if it's not authentic, then don't do it. But if you really feel passionate about something and you want to get behind something, that's some powerful shit right there. That is energy that can shift the planet in a positive way. So however that resonates for some of you out there watching this video, this has something to do with just the world. This has something to do with making the world a better place and, you know, connecting with other people and raising the vibration of the planet. So however this feminine is conducting herself when it comes to other people, I feel is actually going to help this masculine to also, it's going to be a guiding light. Like he's going to be guided by her moves, if that makes sense. And then he's going to follow suit. So whatever this feminine decides to do, it's not like he's mindless and can't make his own decisions, but this vibration is actually going to help their connection because it's going to help either the planet or the collective as a whole. And so because they're of that same vibration, it's just going to automatically help the both of them to raise and ascend. Wow. I didn't expect that message, but that's pretty cool. So now let's go ahead and go into the last two messages, which are, how is Spirit guiding this connection right now? Okay. How is Spirit guiding this connection? So I'm going to go to, I got to get these cards. You guys are across the room here. I'm sorry. Whoa. We're going to go into All Things Intuitives, Messages of Love Oracle, the Spirit Animal Oracle, and the answer is simple. And I'm just going to grab the other cards we're going to need in a minute anyways, so I don't have to go across the room again. Perfect. Okay. All right, so how is Spirit helping to assist and guide this connection currently? We have Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. Wow. Cat Spirit, claim your independence. And Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up. What's kind of interesting is that we actually got a message already about things that were speeding up for the masculine. I can't even remember where that was at in the reading because this reading has been kind of long, but I know it was in this reading about things speeding up. So that makes sense. Things were speeding up because of soul family. That's what it was. It was helping the masculine to speed up his ascension process, other people and his soul tribe. Yep. So Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. Love your body. See, the feminine was just in this energy where she's just embracing all aspects of herself, especially in the physical world and her physical self. So love your body. Take a deep dive within yourself into your own energy. You know, any kind of issues that you have or feel with yourself or your image, Spirit's asking you to really dive deep into why you feel that way. Maybe even dive deep into what you can basically do to improve yourself to feel better. Yeah, look at that. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. So somebody's issues in their physical body, and I'm not just talking about weight, we could be talking about sexuality here. There's some sort of childhood wounds that need to be revisited. Now, this doesn't have to be abuse, you guys. This could just be something that we were told, something that we were taught, maybe even just kind of influenced by a toxic person. We need to really dive deep into whatever that is, and we really need to revisit that. I also, you know, this is for the masculine and the feminine. So this is also how Spirit is assisting the masculine, helping people to go deep within themselves in order to heal these wounds. Wow. So now we have claim your independence. Share your gifts and claim your independence. Beautiful. Nine of Pentacles energy is actually what the masculine was at in the very beginning of this reading. And I felt like he was really working on himself, claiming his independence, maybe even sharing his gifts or tapping into his gifts because he feels so much better now. We have this as a destined partnership. So I feel like maybe perhaps what this is saying here is that Spirit is indicating the way to this connection is through the self. Share your gifts, whatever gifts come up for you connected to your person, your twin flame, the masculine here, and for the masculine, the feminine. When you claim your independence and you no longer need this person to be in your life, and you're able to just share your gifts and basically share whatever you feel like you're meant to share. Sorry, I'm having like a hard time talking because I've been talking so much and I need some water. Hold on. Sorry about that. So I feel like what this is basically talking about is on the journey, you find yourself where you're not with your twin flame in the physical world. And so there's other things to do here on your journey. Stepping into your mission, your talents, finding yourself, your soul purpose, your life purpose, all of it. And basically being independent on your journey for a little bit of time. This partnership is destined and fated. It's only a matter of time before the two of you meet up again. So in the meantime, do something beautiful with this energy. Don't waste it. Don't waste the gift that you've been given to be a twin flame in this life. Continue to spread your love, your light, your wisdom, and your vibration. I love that. You have stop. Oh, wow. Look at this. Life is speeding up. Stop. That's interesting. What the hell? Ooh. Okay. This was connected to the masculine. This masculine he's speeding up. His ascension process is speeding up. And it may even be that it's starting to kind of, come to him. Maybe some of these, issues or fears that he has. It's like he's starting to drop them. So that means that things are speeding up as in he is making his way back to the feminine. But we have stop. What's stopping this masculine? It's the fear of rejection. But what Spirit is actually saying here is that this rejection right now is actually divine protection, because it may be that the timing just is still not right for a reconnection. And that's okay. People are still ascending. People are still learning. People are still healing. So why come back together prematurely if things may go awry again? Remember, you guys, Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. Slow and steady and right this time. Not Knight of Wands, which is who the masculine was before. That isn't going to work. So that is what Spirit has to say and how Spirit is guiding this connection. So now what we're going to do these are closing messages for the divine feminine. This right here is the wisdom of the oracle. Closing messy, time to go. It's not time to sit around. Even though the masculine did say at the very beginning of this reading, don't give up on me. That doesn't mean sit around and twiddle your thumbs and do diddly shit. That's not what it means. It means that you still continue forward on your journey, on your path towards ascension. You still do what you need to do in order to survive. You still do what you enjoy. You still continue to evolve and, again, live your mission and purpose. We have Imagine. This is beautiful. This is about dreaming. Dreaming of all of the possibilities. And we have Higher Power. I love this. All right, so this right here is called the Controversa Tarot. Time to go, Divine Feminine. It's time to go. We have the Messenger of Coins. Oh my God, you guys, this is the Knight of Pentacles. We've been talking about this. I cannot believe it. I can't believe this. What's happening right now for the Divine Masculine? He's laying the frickin' foundation of the connection. That's what he's doing. And that's going to take time. So remember, Divine Feminine, you're not going to sit there and wait for this shit. You're going to keep going about your merry way, right? while this masculine gets grounded, while he works hard, while he sets his goals and lays the foundation for a better future between the two of you. So Spirit is telling you, don't wait for this. Have faith that everything is happening in divine timing. This is my twin flame angel numbers. This is Spirit's telling you through 0330, this is a green light from your angels. The answer is yes. The answer is yes, Divine Feminine, that this is happening here. Okay? This is happening here. This masculine is working on himself. This masculine is dedicated towards a better future for this connection. And that, yes, do something else. Focus on something else in the meantime. It's okay. You can't screw this connection up. I feel like some people are actually convinced that if they don't plug their energy in every single day and obsess about this connection every single day, that they're going to lose it. Doesn't work like that. Actually, the more that you focus on something, especially in an attached way, and it's like obsessive, the more you actually push it away energetically. So maybe just, you feel it, right? If you're a twin flame, you just automatically feel your twin flames their energy. You automatically feel it. You don't try to feel it. It's just there. So you don't really have to do anything. It might be sometimes more intense than others and maybe not as much, but you still you still have a life to carry on with. You still have things that you need to do while you're here on this planet. Your entire life and existence does not revolve around your divine masculine. It might feel that way sometimes, but it's not the case. We have the Three of Wands. I'm sorry. This imagine. It's on the horizon, you guys. It is. Manifesting your dreams. There is something that is happening right now. There is progress being made right now. And why is that? Because you're doing your thing and your masculine's doing his thing. It's all good, baby. It's all good. I love it. 829, pay attention to your dreams. Hidden information is waiting to be discovered. This is about your dreams. Imagine your dreams, your intuition. This is about connecting to your higher self, the possibilities on the horizon. Pay attention to what your higher self is telling you. Pay attention to how your higher self is guiding you on your journey. Your higher self will not lead you astray. Your higher power is with you always, helping you on this journey. Love it. And higher power. It's like, give it to God, give it to God, give it to God and walk away. You just see, you don't want to imprison yourself. You don't want to do that. You don't want to create a crisis here. You don't want to paralyze yourself. You don't want to get into a negative space. Give it to God and let go. That's why I just said that before I drew that card. Give it to God and let go. Okay. And I'm not talking about like you're letting go of your masculine. You're letting go of these expectations that are causing you to feel paralyzed. Like you can't move on. Like you can't live your life in a happy way. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this is just Spirit's way of just confirming for you. Hey, forward momentum is taking shape in this connection. Things are happening. You guys might have thought this entire time, shit ain't happening. I'm tired of waiting. Well, that right there is an attached expectation that you have to a time frame in this connection, or that you expect something from this situation. Expect nothing and just be in the energy of love and peace connected to this person. If you don't feel that way, then it may be time to disconnect from it for a while until you can get to that place. It's going to be different for everybody. Everybody is on different, levels of their connection. So, but you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like this was a really beautiful reading. It was kind of up and down with the energies, very dark and very light, which makes sense to me because that's reality. That's reality. And I really hope that did help somebody out there with the messages that came through. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.